I want to start the video by saying, Call Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and Bewell. And shalom to your like-minded brothers that's out there preaching and teaching truth worldwide. And I want to give a hearty shalom to the hopeful let on your brother Kaya, coming back with another lesson all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So yeah, today's lesson is dealing with being circumspect. So yeah, I mean, when you think about being circumspect, you gotta basically be looking all around from the root word circle. Matter of fact, let me see something. Let's go and get it. Circumspect. Wary and unwilling to take risks. Here it is. Origin, circum, it's in Latin, around, about. Spectrum means to look, put it together. Circumspect means to what? Look around your surroundings. Similar to if you're driving. You can't, if you have, especially if you, for those who've been driving for a while, you have blind spots. Like people behind you, someone coming up behind you, they could be in a blind spot. What does that mean? You can't see them. So now a lot of these newer cars, they have these the sensors, sensors like on your rear view mirror, not rear view mirror, but your side view mirror. If a car is coming up along the side of you, it just start flashing to let you know it's in close proximity to keep you what? Circumspect, so that you don't change lane to the left or to the right because there's another car on your hip that you may or may not see. If you're looking in your rearview mirror, they won't be in your rearview mirror. They'll be beside you. So now that person, is it that they're in your blind spot if you're looking in your rearview mirror, but if you're looking in your side view mirror, of course you will see them. But being circumspect means to what? Look around. That's what we have to do in this truth. We have to be very circumspect, looking around and seeing what's going on in your day-to-day walk. It could be at your job, on a global scale, prophetically. We look around the landscape of America, Babylon the Great, and across the four corners of the world. What do you see? What do you see? Do you see the prophecies coming fast? If you do see them coming fast, what are you doing? Are you speaking on those things? Are you prophesying about those things? Are you doing lessons on those things? So, let me go back here. All right, so book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 14. Whereas he said, awake, thou that sleepest. That's right. Talking about you Israelites. More importantly, it's going to the elect, especially those that are teaching. At one point in time, you were asleep. You were fast asleep. Jake, you was out here, nigga had sleep apnea. Jake, man, we had sleep apnea, man. Had to put a machine on so you niggas could breathe, man. Jake could breathe. It's like, so Jake could breathe, man. Cause you know people that sleep apnea, they stop breathing every now and then. That's why they get them a breathing machine to like regulate their breathing. They go and do sleep studies and things of that nature to see if they have sleep apnea. So yeah, man. Wherefore he said, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead. That's right. We had to arise from that dead state, that dead mind state, that this is the end all be all here in America, Babylon the Great. This is where the show stops and begins. This is where the show will stop here in America, Babylon the Great. And what? The beginning of the kingdom of heaven after the destruction of America, Babylon the Great. But that's not what they teach. This is where everything, this is the pinnacle of existence, so-called, here in America, Babylon the Great. That's what's pushed on the four corners of the world. Because when immigrants, people from other nations come over here, especially back in the day, they expected the streets paved with gold. Nah, we got potholes over here. They're not paved with gold. We can barely put asphalt in the damn potholes to cover that shit up. But that's that American ideology, American imperialism that's pushed to the four corners of the world, that what America is better than all these other nations. So and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. That's right. The Lord has given us that glorious light, that understanding of this glorious truth. Now we fully understand the gospel. What is the gospel? That's the good news. What's the good news? That the Lord died for the Israelites. Starting with the elect. The elect of you so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Latinos. That's the good news. And we understand we have brothers and sisters that may actually today look like the other nation, but the vast majority, they're going to come from there with so-called Negroes, Native American, Latino. That's the vast majority. So see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. That's right. So now that you're awake, what are you supposed to do? Now you got to start walking circumspectly. You got to start looking around, seeing what's going on. But not as fools. We can't be like 2/3. They walk around as fools. Their whole quote unquote game plan, or their mantras, or things that they into is what is pushed on so-called black culture today. Go to school, get a good education, get a job, benefits, maybe go to the military. What else? Be a rapper, do good in sports. Maybe you can make it to the NFL or any kind of professional sports. Be a singer. Just those things that would what propel you in American society. So that's very foolish. So when we come into this glorious truth, we had to come out from under that programming, because that's from all those different paths was given to us, was spoken to us, one by someone. Doesn't matter if you didn't play sports. Someone said, hey, you need to go get a good job, some benefits, something, but maybe a 401k, so that when you retire, you have a little nest egg. And then someone may say, oh man, I understand you may not want to go to work right now. Just go to Uncle Sam, go to the military till you figure it out. Go to college. Be the first one in your family to graduate from college. So all these different paths was laid out for the vast majority of our people, was said to us, especially if you grew up around your parents, maybe had a dual parent household, or maybe a single parent, and your whole thing, oh man, I want to go to school, get a good education so that I can help my mom out when I get older. Why? Because maybe you've seen a story on whatever, Oprah or news or whatever, how this individual went to school and did it for their mama, being a mama's boy. That is the ideology, the mentality that's pushed on our people here in America, Babylon the Great. But it's foolish. Why is it foolish? Because you putting all your hope and trust in that job, that career, not knowing that the Lord is going to destroy America, Babylon the Great. How do we know that? Redeeming the time, because what? The days are evil. That's right. Bad times are coming. So it would behoove you to what? Get into this truth. Now, does that mean you don't work a job? Of course not. You can't be ignorant. I have a job I go to every day. Well, 5 days a week. I'm off today, but be it as it may, I got a job I go to, because what? If you don't work, you don't eat. But I understand that when the time comes, pursuing the Revelation 13 verse 16, hey, we understand that it's gonna come a certain time where we're gonna basically be cut off from society. Cause what? If you don't follow the said protocols, like 5 years ago, well actually 4 years ago when they rolled out the came out 5 years ago, but the actual antidote came out 4 years ago when they were saying, hey, you got to take this so that you could continue working. We understand when that is rolled out, we got to put all of our trust in Yahweh Shem Shah, because what? We got to lean on the Lord. Because we understand that if we do take that, we're going to be destroyed. How we know we're going to be destroyed? Because, hey, when you read Revelations 14 or 15, matter of fact, I think it's Revelations 14. That's the punishment for it. Let me see. Yep, Revelation 14. So this is punishment for taking the mark of the beast. Revelation 14 verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark. So if you take that mark of the beast, this is what's going to happen. In his forehead or in his hand. Doesn't matter your left or right hand. If you accept it, you take it. This is your punishment. The saints shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. That's right. So you're going to be destroyed if you take that mark of the beast. There's no if, and, buts, and about it. That is the punishment. So since we're coming up upon those times, we have to be what? Very circumspect, very mindful of basically what's going on today. And what you should be in tune with the prophecies. You should be lockstep in it. You shouldn't be carrying them. You shouldn't be going around in a very unwise and a very foolish manner. You can't be like the people of this world. Hey, at the end of the day, we got to be in this world, but you don't have to be of this world. What does that mean when you really dig deep into it, being in this world, not of this world? Does that mean that you can't go to a football game if you like? Here it is, football game wherever you live at. You want to go watch? It's you like Atlanta Falcons. Does it mean you can't go to see the Falcons? No, it doesn't mean that. But you can't let the Atlanta Falcons consume you. So much so, now you can't do the work of Yahweh Shem Shah. Now, because here it is, maybe your camp meets on Sundays, whatever. And now you're not doing football season. You can't go to camp because you at the game or watching the game. Now you being of this world, you letting it consume you. What's wrong with you going to camp and then watching the replay? There's nothing wrong with that. You still will see the game. You see the highlights. You can record it. A lot of different ways you can want to watch those games. The way you don't have to, you can't get missing the work of Yahweh Shem Shah. So we're in this world, but can't be of this world. So Lord willing, this lesson about being circumspect was edifying. Till next time, Shalom and Abba.